Tracy Martin.
Thank you very much for the call. I rise to speak predominantly around Clause 79AC, but also just to pick up a couple of points that have been made by other speakers, predominantly the Minister and the Chair. The Honourable Jerry Brownlee said that this was being upfront with the taxpayers of New Zealand. All I can say is that for the people of the Rodney Local Board, there's nothing upfront about this at all. And I would also just point out to Mr Twyford, there's no better way than annoy 54,000 voters than to continue to call what is actually an important route into their area a holiday highway. That road is not going to be paid for by this petrol tax. That road is this petrol tax, sir, 3.45 cents to be exact. This is not a 3-cent increase in the first year and then the next year and the next year. When you put GST on top of it, it's 3.45 cents, and that adds up to 10.35 cents at the end of 2015. And all our communities can hope for is that the supermarkets keep owning something to do with the petrol stations, because we'll need to use our petrol vouchers that we get when we go to New World to be able to afford to get to New World the next time. Now, the interesting thing about the Road of National Significance, which is the extension of the Northern Gateway, is, and as much as I admire Ms Genter, and I would like to ask the 52% of the voters in New Zealand to have a look at the first comment Mr Sabin made, the condescending, chauvinistic comment Mr Sabin made with regard to Ms Genter's speech at second reading. But with all due respect to Ms Genter's qualifications and her abilities in this area, she does not seem to understand that the extension of the Northern Gateway is the only way that the people of the Rodney Local Board area will ever see public transport. It is the only way that there will be any electrified cars going into the Rodney Local Board area. The Wellsford Library, sir, has just had electric charge points put in there. But for Mr Brownlee to suggest that this is up front, when you're talking about or talking to the people of the Rodney Local Board area, is erroneous. This 3% rise for the next 3 years is actually just increasing...
Order. I'm sorry to interrupt the member.
Sorry.
Look, these exchanges across the cross benches and make it very difficult to be able to hear the speaker. So please cut them down. Tracy Martin.
Kia ora, Mr Chair. So this 3% rise every year for the next 3 years is actually just the fourth way that the people of Rodney are going to have to pay for any road they get to get them any public transport. The fourth way that the people of Rodney are going to be able to transport their young people out to tertiary institutions. The fourth way that the people of Rodney are going to be able to actually live and work in the same place that they live. And there seems to be some misunderstanding here. The Rodney Local Board area is in Auckland. So when parties continue to talk about investing in Auckland infrastructure, do not forget that Rodney was dragged into it. This is part of that infrastructure improvement. There are 20,000 more houses going to be placed inside the Warkworth rural-urban boundary in the next 30 years. And those people need to access employment, access tertiary education and get themselves out of there. But this 3 cents will not go anywhere near it. These people already pay an extra $20 a week to get on to what is the Puhoi to Orewa Northern Gateway. And let's get real, sir. Let's get real to the Minister and the Chair. The largest argument about not having an on and off ramp at Puhoi was the fact that it broke the tolling. So there will be another toll on the Puhoi to Warkworth. My community will pay not only through their normal taxes, not only through the current taxes on petrol, not only through the toll that they currently pay, an extra $20 a week, Mr Bennett, to get to work, they will now pay an extra 10.35 cents by 2015. So this is my community. We will vote against. We will vote, yes it is, Mr Bennett, and you have 3 members of Parliament who are actually sitting, beg your pardon, there are 3 members of parliament sitting in this House who represent these people who are going to vote for them to have this 4th increase into the way that they can get onto their state roads. Their roads aren't sealed. The ceiling has been pulled from other areas, and there's no way that this 3 cents, there is no obligation here. The government has made no commitment to actually increasing the ceiling subsidy towards Auckland so that some of our rural roads can be sealed, and Mr Sabin might like to go and talk to his cabinet about that. This 3 cents, sir, will do nothing. It will merely go into a general pool. It will do nothing.
I call the honourable member Alfred Nairo.
I move that the question be now put.